welcome back to our CSS series. Today, we are diving into two powerful CSS concepts that will level up your web design skills like Flexbox and pseudo classes. By the end of this video, you will be able to create responsive layouts and add interactive efforts to your websites. Let's get started. So first, we'll start with the Flexbox. Okay, so what is Flexbox? It is a CSS Flexbox is a layout. Okay, so it is a layout model that helps you arrange items in a row or columns. Okay, so think of it as a smart container that automatically organizes its elements. Okay, so items inside Flex container can adjust their size, spacing, and alignment based on the available space. Okay, so it makes a responsive design also. So it will automatically shrink and grow depending on the screen size. Okay, so let us see one simple example for this Flexbox with a practical session. So just I will say how to use the syntax and all. So let us move on to the creating Flexbox. So when you create some container, anything divisions as section or any tags you are creating, so you want to make it as a Flexbox container for that one. Okay, so to use Flexbox, you need two things. One is Flex container and a Flex item. Okay, so let me show you this example. Here is a container we defined in a HTML that we are applying for styling. Dot container means it's a class. So for this one, we are applying display flex. So this will make children's flex items. Okay, so when you define display flex, it will make direct child elements of the dot container becomes the flex items. Okay, so next one, we'll see the direction. If we are align the items with a horizontal or vertical direction, that we are going to give with the direction. You can see this one simple example. I will show you in a practical session also. So this is the example. Here we have defined one container. You can see here. So here we define division class containers. This container we are going to define the styling display flex. Okay, it enables the flex box. Next, justify content center, and horizontally it will allocate and align items center. So just I will show you the output. This is the container. So here we have inside elements. These are the items we are defined here. Item flow in a row from left to right. Okay, so for that reason Flexbox defaultly it take it as horizontal. If we mention uh, uh, okay, vertical mention, if you want vertical allocation, you can use the column. Otherwise you can mention the row also, but defaultly it is row wise allocation from left to right. Okay, so next thing is column main axis. It is row or column we have to mention. So the here is the flex direction row. So by default it is left to right, means horizontally it will allocate. Flex direction is column. So if we want column, then we need to mention this one. Otherwise, no need to mention. So row means defaultly it will arrange the items in a row format. Okay. So next thing is controls alignment along the row axis. You can see whatever the content we are going to display, justify content. So justify content, flex start or end, center, space between, space around. So these are all creates the content allocation. So that I will show you in the practical sessions. Flex start means it will come starting, end means end, center means center, space between means multiple elements equal space it will allocate, and space around. So out of the container it will allocate the space. Okay, space between pushes items, and it will create the space around the element. Okay, so this is for alignment. Okay, so next we'll move on to the flex wrapping. Okay, by default items try to fit in one line. Okay, so try to fit in a single line, but wrapping allows items move to next line. So when we create a wrapping, so by default it will try to fit in a single line, but when we flex wrap, items can move to the next line. So when there is no enough space for in a single line, so it will automatically wrap the content to the next line. Okay, so here we are using a few other attributes. Wrap reverse, so it will reverse the items, and no wrap will um, remove the elements or next line, so it will fit in a single line. Okay, so this no wrap will work like this. So if we write a wrap means it will allocate it to next line. Okay. So I think now we have understood about wrapping flex using here. So we'll uh, create one simple example, then you will understand all these properties one by one. Okay, let us move on to the practical sessions. So before going to practical part, so I will explain one more thing, one more concept here, pseudo classes. Okay, theoretical part I'll complete it, then I will show you the example, both flexbox and pseudo code. So let us start with pseudo class. Pseudo classes means pseudo means nothing. Pseudo means some fake classes, right? So here pseudo classes are defined as a special state of an element. So here it's based on their state and position. So not just their name, class, ID, they're written with a colon. Okay. So here you can see um, the example selector we are selecting here, so that we are applying pseudo class. Pseudo class may be anything, so we are giving the pseudo class name here. Pseudo classes means there are special selectors that let you style elements based on their state and position. So that position state we are going to mention here. Okay, so this way we are defining pseudo classes and apply the styling. Okay, so I will show you, like when you click on a button, when you move cursor to button, so it will zoom out or it will do some different actions, right? So those actions, those animating movements we are going to give with the pseudo classes. Okay, so that I will show you with an example also. So many pseudo classes are there: over, active, focus, first child, last child. Okay, so here over is an interactive highlighting. So the over pseudo class applies styles when you move your mouse over an element. When you move your mouse over an element, it's perfect for creating interactive buttons and links. Okay. So here CSS button you can use. Okay. So there you can apply mouse over. When hovering over link, its color changes are red for this example. Okay. So next is active. So this active pseudo classes styles an element with a, it's being clicked. When you click some element, so after clicking that element, it shows some different behavior, right? So those apply with the active classes. So here is the example CSS active color grid. When the button or when we click that element, after that the active state will be in a green color. Link text turns green while being clicked. Okay. So you can see sometimes you click the link. Once you click the link, so the link color will be changed. Okay, that will happen because of this active. Next one is focus. So the focus pseudo classes is essential for form inputs. It's style elements when they are selected are being typed in. Okay. So the padding here input focus border 2px solid blue. So input box gets blue border when active. When you move a cursor or typing something for the input box, so it changes its behavior. That is happened because of focus. Okay. So next one is first child and last child. So here the pseudo classes target first or last child element inside a parent container. So the first child element inside parent, last child element inside parent. So you are going to style with a different styling. The first child, last child you can give. Okay. So let us see with the examples. Then you will able to understand properly how pseudo classes are works and all. Okay. So like you can see here, by default unordered list use bullets and ordered list uses numbers. With CSS you can change its style, spacing, alignment. CSS allows customizing border, spacing, head styles, and more friendly for styling text boxes, labels, buttons. So these stylings also you can apply for your list, tables, forms. Okay. So next CSS animations will continue with the next class. Today I will show you the practical session for this Flexbox and pseudo classes. Then you will able to understand properly. Okay, let us move on to the practical part. So let us see the simple example. So this is a container we have taken here, box, box, box. Three boxes, four divisions we have taken here. So just run this code. Then you can able to see the output. So you can analyze the things fastly with seeing the output. Mm, okay, there is a problem. Okay, wait. Okay, let us start with this output. Let us start. Let us start with this practical example. Just I had taken one division, that is container, and four divisions, that is box 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so these we have included inside the container. Okay, so now you can able to see, right? So here we have four divisions. Four divisions are included inside the container. Okay, so here I'll going to define the container flex. Okay, so we had taken container flex. Next, I will add the things for this container. So container items. This is a flex, right? Justify. Justify content. So I'll going to give center. So next align items also I'll give align items center. So next flex wrap will give wrap. Why we use flex wrap? So it will allocate elements within the single line. If it exceeds the space, it will allocate it to next line. So I'll use wrap. Okay. So wrap. Then height of the container also we have to give. Okay, that I'll give height. Height is around 300 px. I'm going to give. So next background color. Background. I think you have to identify, for that reason I'm going to give background color. So just we'll use hexadecimal color code hash F0 F0 F0. Okay, one more zero. So hash F0 F0, so that is gray color had taken. Okay, that's it. Just refresh. You can see. So this is the container. So I had given I300px and the background color is light gray color. We'll change the color. Okay, some red color. Refresh it. See, now you can see the right color. So just I'll change the color to light, okay, yellow color I'm going to change. So just refresh this one. You can see yellow color, right? So this is the container flex box styling. See, these 1, 2, 3, 4 is arranging. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the division, right? So we'll give the styling for this box division. Okay, so that is a box dot box. I'm going to give styling for this box also. So these boxes I'll give width colon 100 px. Okay. So height colon 100 px. Okay. So next just I'll refresh. See 1, 2, 3, 4. The space is created, but I did not define the border, right? So we'll define border 1 px. Solid 1px solid will give color green. Okay, so let us see, now you can able to see, right? So we'll align the content inside the boxes. Okay, so now I'm going to create display. For this one also I'm going to give display colon flex. So next justify content center. Justify content center. So next align items also will give center. Align items center. So next we'll give some font size for that numbers. So font size I'm going to give 120 px. Okay, so just refresh. See, now content align center. Okay, just I'm going to give border radius, border icon radius. Border border radius is 2 px. Okay, So that's it. How it will look, we'll see. The border corner is, we have to create the gap, right? So for that one, I'm going to add gap here. So gap colon 10 px. Okay. How it will work is, yeah, now gap will be created between these elements. I think now you can able to understand, right? So we'll add this flex wrap. We'll add one more box. Okay, how it will come. So just I'm going to add one more box. So instead of 4, I'm adding number 5. So just refresh. The box will come automatically. Next line, right? So next, flex wrap, I'm going to give no wrap. What will happen? So it will allocate or it will fit the in the same line, right? So this way it will work. Okay. No wrap or wrap or reverse wrap reverse. Okay, wrap reverse. The wrap reverse will work like this. It will reversely wrap the things. Okay. So now we'll give just wrap. Wrap is enough. Just refresh. It will allocate to next line. I'm going to remove this one because it now doesn't look good. Okay, this is the thing. So now I'm going to give the pseudo class for this one. Okay, pseudo class. How to add pseudo classes? Just I'll take here. Okay, dot box. This is the CSS element, right? Colon over. Sorry, over. Okay, so background color will change. I'm going to change it to aquarine and its zoom to 0.5%. So just to see how it will work, it is something is behaving because I give 5%. So this don't, I'll remove this one. Just refresh. See, if I over the box, so the color is going to change. This is over. Okay, so I think now you have understood, right? Okay, like this we can add one button here. So inside container I'm going to create one button. Button. Mhm. Okay, click me, just click me button have created here. Just refresh the button. The button is coming here, right? So just I'm going to add styling. Okay. Mm, dot container button. So button we have created inside container, right? So for that reason I'm taking container then button colon. mm, after we'll take, okay, after we'll take color should be orange. Okay, I'm giving orange color. Okay, not here. I'm removing this one. Just here I'm going to give refresh. Okay, because we didn't created one more file, right? So instead of after, I'm going to give over. Okay, over I can give. If I mouse over here, what happened? Wait, sorry, just I'm going to be single. Now if I mouse over, the text color is changing because I given color. If I give background color, let's see. Okay, background color. So refresh. Now the color of the button is going to change. Okay, So I did mistaken with the colon, right? So now I'll try active, refresh. When I click that time, so it is going to change orange color, right? So, but when we hover, it is changing. When I click, it is going to change orange color. So like this, you can give your own styling with the boxes and all. Okay, so we can give the border padding, everything what you learned in the last classes, you can give the border padding and all. And you can add few more things for this one also. Shadow also we can create. Just I'll create for shadow this one. Okay, box hyphen shadow. Box hyphen shadow is there. So just I'm going to be 0, 0, 5px. Okay, this is a downside we need shadow, right? So here it is 0, here it is 0. This side and downside it is going to change. So next the color we have to give RGB, transparent color we need, right? So for that one RGB I am giving. Okay, let us see. It's taken automatically. So I'll give alpha 0.5. So here I'm going to give some 175. Here I'm going to change around 80. Here I'm going to change 70. Okay, just refresh. So if I over, you can see the border, you can see the shadow for this one. Now you can able to see the shadow outside the line, you are getting shadow, right? So just I'll zoom out. See, you can see the shadow of this outside box. Okay, so that is coming from this one. Okay, just if I change on 10px I'll give. Okay, so here I'm going to give 5px. You can see the output now differently. See, now you can see more shadow because I increased the 10px here, 5px here. Okay, top side I didn't define any size. So left side is 0, right and bottom. So it is going to show the shadow, right? Understood? So like this, you can give your own creative styling with the pages. Okay, so you can give your own styling, your own creativity. Okay, so and there you have learned. Okay, so Flexbox helps you to create responsive flexible layouts, right? While pseudo classes add interactive to your designs, there are two concepts are fundamental to modern web development. Okay, try combining these two in your work or in your practice. Okay, in your project also, if you found this helpful, you practice more, learn and add your own creativity to designs. Okay, so you, if you are getting a best you put, I think you have understood the concept. So practice more. Happy coding. We'll meet you in the next class.